In the
In
name
the
of
name of
Allah, the
Allah, the
Beneficent, the
Beneficent, the
Most
Most
Merciful,
Merciful,
I
I
bear
bear
witness
witness
that there
that
is
there
but
is
one
but
God,
one God,
whose
whose
proper
proper
name
name
is
is
Allah,
Allah,
who came
who
to
came
us
to
in the
us in the
person of
person of
Master
Master
Farad
Farad
Muhammad, to whom
Muhammad, to
all
whom all
holy
holy
praises are due
praises are due
forever.
forever.
Dear
Dear
beloved
beloved
brothers and
brothers and
sisters,
sisters,
friends,
friends,
family,
family,
we can
we
never
can
thank
never
Allah
thank Allah
enough
enough
for
for
His
His
merciful
merciful
intervention in
intervention in
our
our
affairs
affairs
by
by
searching
searching
among
among
black people
black
lost
people
in the
lost in the
Western
Western
Hemisphere
Hemisphere
and
and
finding
finding
one
one
individual, one man worthy to carry a very, very heavy weight. I'm speaking of none other than the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the long awaited Messiah, the great Mahdi, the Christ in this world, in our midst, dear beloved family. And we can never thank Master Farad Muhammad enough. We can never thank him, and we can never thank the most honorable Elijah Muhammad enough for leaving among us today a divine warner, reminder, a leader, a teacher, and a guide. Again, a Messiah in our midst. And I'm speaking of none other than the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It is in their holy and righteous names that I greet you in the greeting words of peace, dear family. We say it in Arabic. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, 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 dear beloved brothers and sisters. Welcome to another episode of the Image and Nation show with your host, myself, Brother Leo Muhammad. I just saw Sister Claudia. She will be appalled. She won't like it, but she was just on screen not long ago. She's not with me at the present time, but I'm hoping that she will be joining us very shortly, a little bit later. But dear family, by the way, beloved, you did look very beautiful, so don't worry. Dear family, I really want to thank you for um, coming and being with us once again, wherever you are viewing this. As you know, over the last couple of weeks, we've been having some real problems with YouTube. We are back on YouTube at the moment this week, but we are encouraging all of our YouTube family to really hit that link, man, and get on that Zoom, because YouTube seems to be very, very sensitive at the present time when it comes to truth and truth tellers. And no sooner do we touch on something that they deem to be a violation of their policy, whatever that is, then the next thing you know, our program is being interfered with. And so I would encourage all of you who regularly join us on Zoom, who regularly join us on YouTube, to get that link, get that Zoom link, and come in each and every Thursday evening, starting at 6:30 on the Zoom. Okay, download that onto your mobile. It's a very, very simple app to use. It's not difficult at all, and be a part of the imagination growth and development by joining us each and every Thursday evening at 6:30 on Zoom. Dear family, we do plan and we do hope to be able to access other platforms in the very near future. And so we ask you to bear with us. Now, I don't know how many of you know, I know some of you will, but this is a very, very special time of the year for us as Muslims, for myself, and for nearly 2 billion Muslims on our planet. And I will tell you from now that for the next 30 days or so, beginning last night, yesterday evening, until around the 21st of April, it will be 30 days of fasting for the holy month of Ramadan. And this is our first day, dear family. As I'm speaking to you, I think really technically right now I could actually break my fast because it is now dark outside. It's after 6:30 and it is dark here where I am in the UK. But just to let you know that my lips are feeling particularly dry today, and I'm feeling quite thirsty because this is our first day of Ramadan, and it's been absolutely beautiful, dear family. And over the next, several shows, we will be talking about elements and aspects of this beautiful thing called Ramadan. And I want to say to all of the Muslims, Ramadan Mubarak. And for those who don't know, normally we would reply Ramadan Kareem. But it's a beautiful greeting to really welcome in this Ramadan season of fasting and praying and reading this wonderful book called the Holy Quran. Now, this book, dear family, it may look massive, but you can, using a technique that we have learned and that we've been given, you can read this book cover to cover in the 30 days of Ramadan. Last night I began by reading the first part, which has taken me up now to page 60, and that's the beginning of part two, which inshallah, God willing, I'll be reading a little bit later on this evening. But you can go through the entire Quran during the month of Ramadan, reading one part each day. And dear family, it is such a beautiful exercise, such a wonderful exercise. This time period, I cannot emphasize it enough, just how special it is for human beings to be given the mercy of God, to have a period of time in which we can cleanse ourselves from sins, where we can reboot ourselves, to use the language of computers, where we can reconfigure ourselves, where we can wipe our slates clean and make a fresh start in terms of how we want to conduct our lives, how we want to live, how we want to progress in this life, cutting out the things which are negative and the things which are bad for us and bad for other people and may ill affect other people, dear family. It is a wonderful opportunity that comes around once a year, and I would encourage each and every Muslim follower of the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as exemplified by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And in truth, any Muslim, you know, of whatever persuasion, be you Sunni or Shia, and in truth, any believer, be you a Christian or a Hindu or a Buddhist or whatever, Rasta, I would encourage all the believing people, all of the believing family, to take a look at Ramadan, because it is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for human beings, regardless of what we call ourselves, what label we wear. It is a wonderful opportunity for us, all of us, to make a change. And this is what I'm hoping will happen over the next 30 days. It is something I learned a long time ago, that it takes approximately 21 days to change a bad habit. And so here we are. We have 30 days over and above the 21 days. We have 30 days in which to really make a difference. And I'm encouraging you and me, all of us, to attempt to make a difference, to make a change, dear family. As I've said before on previous episodes of the Imagination Show, this show is not entertainment, it's not just purely educational. It is, to the best of my ability, always meant to convey a call to action. You know, we have something that we echo constantly in the Nation of Islam. It comes out of the Holy Quran, and it says, mere belief counts for nothing. Imagine that. I'm a believer. I believe in this. I believe in that. Well, it counts for nothing unless that which we claim to believe in, we put that belief into practice. Mere belief counts for nothing unless carried into practice. Dear family, it is time for us to practice what we preach. It's easy to say this and to say that, but what a wonderful thing it is when we actually put that, what we say, that which we say, into actual practice. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. By the way, dear family, these are going to be pretty short meetings over the duration of Ramadan, because the focus is so much on fasting. The focus is so much on abstaining from everything and anything that is not really related to a focus on the Almighty God, a focus on the spiritual realm, the spiritual part of us, that invisible part of us that we don't want to have necessarily a long meeting during the period of Ramadan. The meeting will last for 1 hour, basically from 6:30 to 7:30. In order that we can focus on the prayers that we are doing prior to the meeting and after the meeting, and we can focus on the breaking of our fast, because these are the priorities for this month of fasting and praying and reading the Holy Quran and being kind, dear family, and being very conscious of our expression, thinking deeply about what we express and the way in which we express words and deeds, and really trying to refine and to purify and to clean up our expression, be it in words or deeds. Dear family, I really want to welcome you to the Image a Nation show, and I'm so thankful and grateful that you would join us this evening to be once again a part of what we want to share with you. And so let's just be clear. This is episode 72. 72 of the Image a Nation show, and it is entitled The Holy Month of Ramadan. The Holy Month of Ramadan, dear family. And as I said, you may not know very much about Ramadan. You may know a lot. You may certainly know a lot more than I do, because as Muslim followers of the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as taught and exemplified by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we are what you might call new to this process, this Ramadan, because when we came into the Nation of Islam, and when the Nation of Islam was founded some 90 plus years ago, we were not necessarily practicing Ramadan with the rest of the orthodox world of Islam. We were given very, very specific things that we needed to do because of our very specific condition as a people, having suffered 400 years of utter destruction in a process of slavery and enslavement. And so because of our particular injuries, we needed a particular cure, a particular process by which we could be healed and by which we could come up now back into knowledge of ourselves and then be
be
able
able
to
to
partake
partake
fully
fully
of
of
these rituals and these things that we do, which are part and parcel of the religion called Islam, even though, dear family, I have to emphasize that Islam is so much more than a religion. It is, in fact, a complete way of life, bringing with it all of those elements that are needed for a world and for a government and for a people to live in peace and harmony on this planet Earth. There is nothing incompatible about Islam and planet Earth. They are one and the same. They are one with the universal order that has been established since the original creator of the heavens and the earth established the universe. Dear family, I'm appealing to us to be patient with a process of getting quiet and really feeding on the spiritual nature of ourselves and attempting to develop that spiritual quality that all of us possess. But because of materialism and because of a fleshy existence, some of us may be a little bit out of tune with that spiritual, more delicate, more gentle, more beautiful side of ourselves. And so, dear family, I would encourage you during the next 30 days that you should really attempt. Again, I don't know what you do, I don't know where you are, and remember, please let us know in the chat where you are viewing us from, where you are tuned in from, what part of the world you are in, because that's very important to us. We like to know where brothers and sisters are located on the planet. But whatever you know and wherever you are, we think that the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad are so valuable that everybody should have the opportunity to learn them, to know about them, to know that there is this body of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that is there for all human beings, regardless to creed, class, or color. And so we would encourage you, dear brothers and sisters, to really, Sister Claudia always does this, where she encourages us to download
download
the
the
Final
Final
Call
Call
radio
radio
app
app
on
on
our
our
phones
phones.
so that we can begin to really listen
Listen
to
to
excerpts
excerpts
of
of
powerful and
powerful and
beautiful
beautiful
lectures that
lectures
have
that have
been
been
done
done
over
over
many
many
years
years
by the
by the
Honorable
Honorable
Minister
Minister
Louis
Louis
Farrakhan,
Farrakhan,
feeding
feeding
the
the
nature
nature
of the
of the
human
human
being
being
with
with
that
that
profound truth that is necessary to free the mind and the heart of human beings, to allow human beings once again to attempt to be themselves. It's a very difficult thing to achieve in a world like this. It's something that we will touch on, inshallah, God willing, as we go along. But you know, Ramadan
Ramadan
is a
is a
fight,
fight
dear family. It is a pushback against a world which is constantly 24 hours, 7 days a week, trying to encroach on the very nature of the human being, the nature in which we were created to submit ourselves and to bow down to our Creator. That's our nature, believe it or not. That's who we are. But when you live in a world like this, and the scripture describes it like this, the scripture says, we're born in sin and shaped in iniquity. Now, please, that sin is not talking about sexual relations. It's not talking about something that we necessarily do. It's talking about a world that is a sin sick world, a world based on corruption, based on lies, based on sin. And that's the world that you and I have been born into. We had no choice. We just came into the world. We were born from the womb of our mothers into a world that is called a world of sin and inequity. And so, dear family, I've used this particular analogy before. I'll use it again to say, imagine a baby being born into a snake pit, a deep hole full of snakes. What is the chances? What are the chances that that baby will be bitten? Of course. And depending on what type of snake, maybe if it's a big boa constrictor type of snake, then they'll strangle the baby. But whichever way, if a baby is placed within a pit of snakes, that's not a good idea. And when you're born in sin and shaped in iniquity, which is the basis of that world in which you're born, how can you get away and not be bitten? How can you get away and not be ensnared? How can you get away and not be touched by that sin and that iniquity? And so we are merely reflecting the environment in which we have found ourselves. But once we recognize that this environment is not conducive to you and I being who God desires us to be, then we have a duty then to make an effort to change ourselves first. And believe it or not, a lot of the focus oftentimes of people is to try to change the environment. But that's a very, very difficult thing to do, dear family, when that environment wasn't produced or created by you in the first place. It's like going to a building site where some builders have bodged the job and then you've got to go in and make it good. Well, it can be done, but it's not the easiest. It's better if you build something from scratch yourself and you know what you're doing and you do the job properly in the first place, rather than having to go now to try to repair a mess that somebody else has made. Dear family, I'm appealing to us to recognize Sister Claudia is here.
Can I say this? Welcome, everybody. Sorry, chairs moving, everybody.
Go ahead, Sister.
Welcome to Imagination Show. Thank you once again. Ramadan P.O.W.E.R to you all. There is a little bit of feedback I can hear while I was driving. Have you muted the YouTube?
Well, yeah. Well,
because it's echoing.
Yes, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because I'm not showing any videos or anything like that. So we're getting some feedback. Let's see what people are saying, what they can hear. But yes, dear family, this is what we are hoping that we will be able to achieve.
That's right. This is not on mute.
Oh, that wasn't? Okay. Yes. This is what we're hoping to be able to achieve, dear beloved brothers and sisters, because we can make a change, but the number one change that needs to be made is a change of self. It's a change of our own outlook. It's a change of our own actions. It's a change, and believe it or not, because all of us have a sphere of influence, it doesn't matter how big or how small, if we change as individuals, believe it or not, we influence others to change. It could be one other person, or it could be 1,000, or it could be 1,000,000, depending again on your reach. But if we change, we automatically bring about greater change. I hope that makes sense, dear family. And so I would encourage all of you, like I said, I know the ones who are here with us who are affiliated to the nation and have sympathy to the nation of Islam. I know that it's not going to take much persuading necessarily for you to desire to get your Final Call radio app and or to go to noi.org on a Sunday at 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time to tune in to the Sunday lecture. But we're really encouraging you to do that, whether you are a part of the Nation of Islam or not. And by the way, it's all free. But you cannot get enough knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and in particular, that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that comes from Almighty God, Allah, to the members of the human family. And so I would encourage you. And then in particular, during this time period and during this month of Ramadan, we have a couple of brothers in the Nation of Islam who are doing such a magnificent job, because in the nation we now have 2 imams, right?
Yes.
And they are doing a beautiful, beautiful service in helping to make believers ready for Ramadan and to assist the believers as we go through Ramadan by giving us as much understanding of the principles and the processes that are necessary to get the most out of this 30-day period. And so I would encourage all of us, dear family, to again go in search. Where can they actually find the imams? Is there a particular is it like
there was the website? You've thrown me off.
But don't worry, because
there is a website that you can contact them.
Yeah, so we'll have that for next week, inshallah. But I'm talking about Imam Sultan Rahman, and I'm talking about Imam Abdul Salam. Okay, these are the 2 imams who are blazing a trail in the Nation of Islam right now and teaching us about best practices when it comes to our Ramadan.
Yes, but you can also catch Imam Rahman on Jummah, Friday Jummah, 7 p.m. UK
Is that our time?
Yes. 7
p.m. GMT on
Every
a Friday.
Jummah.
There's Jummah prayer as well that comes out of Chicago.
You learn so much.
Yes, conducted by Sultan Rahman, Imam Sultan Rahman. And again, you know, dear family, this program is not about trying to convert people necessarily to Islam, because again, what we're taught as black people, our nature is a Muslim. Somebody asked me in the media one time, why did I convert to Islam? And I had to say, I never converted. I just reverted back to myself.
That's right.
And so, what we're trying to do, dear family, is get you to be your very best self. In the Nation of Islam, we are taught it in this manner: accept your own and be yourself. Accept your own and be yourself. This is what and how we are taught in the nation. It's not about trying to take on board somebody else's reality. This is what we do when we're born in sin and shaped in reality, in iniquity. We are literally living in somebody else's mind, and it's not a good mind, dear family. No. It is the mind of Satan. So far, our imams have done 2 programs called Ramadan Readiness. And so you've got part 1 and part 2, which is out there already. I believe that they're both on social media.
Yes, but I'm not sure if part 1 is on YouTube.
Okay. Is part 1 on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay.
But part 2, I've only seen it on
Oh, it might be on Facebook.
Yes, which I don't have.
Facebook, yeah. So if you got Facebook, you should be able to find.
Could you say the title again, please?
It's called Ramadan Readiness. Yes,
And it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant, dear family. In terms of the brothers breaking down, the various steps and the various processes and reasons why. Because again, a lot of religions, we do things in the religion, and people. Have you ever wondered, for instance, why when you see they depict this Wailing Wall, I think they call it in Jerusalem, where the Jews go, and then they're there, like swaying. What does that mean? Why do people do that? Do you think that everybody who goes there and does that they know why they're doing that? I was in Jamaica back in 1994, I think it was, and I went to a church down there where the preacher was a white man, and suddenly he began talking in tongues and laying on hands on the people. I was if I'm completely honest with you, the red mist of anger came down. It was all I could do not to interrupt that madness, because it just didn't make any sense, dear family. And it just looked to me like the people were actually being mocked, but they didn't know any better. And the only reason I didn't intervene is because I was there with an elder sister who had invited me there, and out of respect for her, I kept my peace. But I'm telling you, man, so many things that we do in religion, and people do them. But why are we doing it? Do you understand why we do what we do? And so, this is the beauty of these programs that our dear brothers have been putting on, because it's helping us to really understand some of the ritualized practices that we do. And we don't just want to be a ritualized people doing ritual, but we want to understand the meaning behind what we do. I want to know how you are doing, dear family. I hope everybody is good. As I said, it's a very short program this evening, and it will be like that for the duration of Ramadan. Also, dear family, over the last, is it about 14 years that we've been having the Ramadan prayer line?
Yeah, something.
It's been a while, but every Ramadan there was normally a Ramadan prayer line that happens every single morning. Again, something that you can tune into, where different speakers and different presenters come on and will deal with some aspect of this beautiful month called Ramadan. That's now changed a little bit from the Ramadan prayer line, and it's now called Ramadan Ummah Reflects. Ramadan Ummah meaning the Ramadan community, the believers. Ramadan Ummah Reflects. Go ahead.
Sorry, I can see now. Ramadan Readiness 2023 session 2 is on YouTube.
Okay.
So they're both on
YouTube. Both the sessions are on YouTube. Maybe you can say that again, Sister Claudia.
So just to say, family, that both session 1 and session 2 of Ramadan Readiness 2023 of both, you can get them both on YouTube, and I would suggest to watch them and study. You just learn so much.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, very
Beautiful.
Inspiring.
Praise be to Allah. And so if you're interested, dear family, in the Ramadan Ummah Reflects, you need to visit the ummahReflects.com. That's one word, the ummahReflects.com. Yes, and Ummah is UMMAH. All right, the ummahReflects.com, and then you can again, tune into that on a daily basis throughout the period of Ramadan. It's absolutely beautiful, dear family. Again, for those of you who managed to tune in, what does this say? Greetings, Brother Leo and Sister Claudia. It says recording has stopped about 2 minutes ago. I don't know why the recording should have stopped. I think we're recording on your device.
Yeah. Thank you, Sister Daisy.
Thank you, family. Yes, but those of you who are able to tune into our magnificent Saviour's Day event on February the 26th, just gone, and when the Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan gave the keynote address entitled "The War of Armageddon Has Begun." And what I just wanted to say about that is that I really, I would encourage again people to look again at that almost, I would say, a fireside chat that the Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan gave us on that occasion. It was a very subdued, very beautiful, very calm delivery of such a profound and powerful message that it needs to be studied, it needs to be parsed, it needs to be taken apart in order to look into the component parts of what he shared with us, because there was so much to it, dear brothers and sisters. And for me, the number one theme of that lecture was this concept of truth and how important truth is to us if we are ultimately to go free from this satanic grip that this world has on us. And so I would encourage you, dear family, to look into that lecture. That again is on YouTube now. It's like it is. It's on there now? Yeah, it's on YouTube. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how long it will be there, but it's on YouTube. Yes. It's over 4 hours long, but obviously the minister's part is not the full 4 hours. You have to go in a little bit if you want to, get directly to what the Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan had to say. But even what Brother Ismail Muhammad said in the introduction of the Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan, when he broke down all of those who have been labelled over the years as anti-Semitic. Yes. Just that you need to look, you need to see that list. You need to see, because so many of us become nervous about being called that name, that evil appendage being pinned to us as anti-Semitic. But when you understand the amount of people prior who have been labeled thus, and then when you look at such people, you know that there's no way they're anti-Semitic, then you get a different idea, and you realize that, this is name calling, and this is designed to make me afraid. But, again, dear family, we got to eliminate fear. This is another tremendous thing that came up in the lecture by the Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It was about truth. It was about cutting out filth out of our lives. And this is not filth that's necessarily imposed on us. This is the filth that many of us are doing. And I've talked about this before on Imagination. But this thing now where bad language, where cursing and filthy expression has become synonymous with black people, where it's hardly
like the norm, isn't it?
hardly a word can leave our lips without one of those words being mother this or mother that or F this, or I mean it's quite sickening in truth, because if you understand, dear family, how before the words are uttered, how you have to have the thought.
That's right.
And how that is not a lightweight thing in terms of expression, in terms of what it says about you and me. If that's the way we speak, and if that's the way people see us, and if that's the way, even worse, how we see ourselves. And so we have to cut out filth out of our lives, dear family.
And what's even worse now that I see on Instagram is you have babies swearing and the parents are laughing.
Yeah. I've actually got it in my note here.
Oh, really?
No, but it's,
Yeah.
I mean, think about that.
How?
You see children.
Yes. Where did they get it from?
Well, of course. The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. You're not going to find, the fruit down there when the tree is here.
Yes.
The fruit is manifesting what the parent put in it.
Yes.
And it's heavy, man.
Yes.
When you see little children,
it's awful.
and that's their expression.
Mm-hmm. And the parents are laughing.
And so-called adults think it's funny. And so, truth, dear family, cutting out filth and developing courage. This is something that we need to do. We need to. The Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan did a lecture. I don't know if I'll be able to get the title exactly right in terms of my recollection, but if I remember rightly, the title was "Make All Men and Boys Join the F.O.I. Make them brave fighters, ready and willing to give their life at any time." Something along those lines. Mm-hmm. Make all men and boys join the F.O.I. That's the Fruit of Islam. This is the military wing of the Nation of Islam. The men. Make them brave fighters, ready and willing to give their lives at any time. I'm saying, dear brothers, we need to develop courage. Okay, the minister coined the phrase a long time ago, testicular fortitude. All right? And we need to stop allowing anybody to hoodwink us about toxic masculinity when you're trying to be a man. It is necessary today to be a man. That's why the scripture says, let us make a man after our image and in our likeness. It's very, very important that we become men, that we manifest manly attitudes and behaviors. What does that mean? What did the white man say when he went to North America and was stealing the land from the Native Americans? He said a man's got to do what a man's got to do. That didn't make what he did right. But understand that it is men today who are the major practitioners of evil on this planet. And men can only be combated by other men. Okay? God don't do spooks. He doesn't do magic, dear family. God is a man. And he wants to empower man, to be able to deal with another man. All right, beloved family. I pray that you are all good. And, I'm amazed just at how quickly the time is going. Yeah. It feels I feel a bit bad that, it's going to be so quick in truth. But
we're in a special month. So.
It is, yes, it's a very, very special time, dear family. And so, just bear with us because it is important that we take the time, which is what we're trying to do. Take the time to actually, pray and fast. That's and right. Dedicate that time and give that time to our Creator.
Yes, and it shows the power of Ramadan when we're all fasting, because you actually can feel I don't know if anyone can bear witness who's listening, that you can feel there's a calmness outside. Everything just seems calm, and you feel divinely protected during.
Even though that wind was so
Yeah, but
fierce.
I hear the wind
Yes.
where we live, but driving, I couldn't hear any wind. I couldn't feel it, but you can feel in the atmosphere, and it would be wonderful. That shows how we're supposed to live.
Yes.
Praying all the time, reading the Holy Quran. Okay, not necessarily fasting all the time, but that peace. You have peace.
Yes.
And we're told by our Imam Sultan that if somebody is coming aggressive to you, just let them know that I'm fasting.
Yes.
Just keep the peace.
Yes. Praise be to Allah. Thank you, beloved. Imagination, promoting and advertising goods and services for the benefit of our community. Please take note of the following, dear family, and support. Don't forget, visit www.jjsorrel.com or visit at jj_lovesorrel. That's at Instagram. Also email info@jjsorrel.com or call 07947 253 341.
You know what I'm going to say, don't you?
What are you going to say?
The sorrel. JJ, if you're listening, I know you sent one bottle
No,
which was supposed to be shared.
That was one bottle for me. That was one bottle for myself.
Yeah.
Again, let me just give you that number again. It's 07947 253 341.
Especially during Ramadan, get yourself some lovely sorrel,
Yes.
some cakes.
You know, if you do the fast, dear family, when you break your fast, it's so wonderful.
Lovely.
You feel so good.
You do.
You know, when you go the entire day without food or drink.
That's right. You feel like what an achievement.
It's wonderful.
It's a blessing.
You get back your sense of worth.
That's right.
You get back your sense of strength. It's very, very therapeutic.
And it shows how much eating food consumes your day.
Absolutely.
Because you feel like you have a lot more time.
Absolutely. And you know, I was reflecting on this some time ago, in truth. The difference between the Western world and the Islamic world is that in the Islamic world, the day revolves around prayer. And in the Western world, the day revolves around eating.
Yes,
and I want you to think about that.
Yes.
Just think about that. See, it's all about the meal times in the West.
Yes.
But in the East, it's about the prayer times.
That's right.
And everything else takes second place.
That's right.
Visit www.natureshairproducts.co.uk and try the beard oil, specially formulated hair butters, and so much more from Nature's Hair Products. Dear family, visit the tribe, www.tribenation2019.com, and pick up a garment that you can wear. Also, dear family, check out the staple that we love to eat in the Nation of Islam, Nia's bean pies.
Delicious.
Visit Instagram at Nia's_bean_pies or call 07956, one of the original mobile numbers, 07956 127 975. That's 07956 127 975. It is a sweet that's healthy all at the same time.
That's right. Call that number during Ramadan.
And you can have the bean pie delivered to your door.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, family. Also, don't forget, visit www.p2bb.uk or londonstudygroup19.org and order your Proud to be Black t-shirts, caps and mugs, and say it like you mean it, P2BB. Also, I'm asking the brothers and sisters who are currently on YouTube watching this, did you get a message? Have you received messages giving you the link to the Zoom? Because I know I've got my young engineer working on that. I think he's sending out messages to all of you.
Yes.
And so let us know if you are in receipt of those, and let us know where you are in the world, where you are coming in from. We want to build up the audience for the Imagination Show, and at some point we're going to get into some interactive talking to one another stuff We will have guests. There is so much. We've got so much planned, but we just want to get through all of these initial gremlins and difficulties and problems and make sure that we got the platform exactly how we want it, in order to have the best possible show.
And could I just say that during Ramadan, you know, if you can't fast, feed the poor, buy somebody a bean pie, go to JJ Sorrell, you know, buy a Proud to be Black t-shirt, go to Nature's Hair Products.
Yes.
It's about giving as well, sacrificing.
Yes, it's absolutely important point. There are exemptions to fasting. There are many of us, for one reason or another, who can't fast. But if you can't fast, there are other things that you can do. And remember, again, it's not even so much always about just giving up food and drink during the daylight hours, but again, it's about modifying our language. You know, it's what we're consuming in terms of television and what we're watching, music, and what we're listening to. You know, when you I'm always amazed now when you look at some of these rap concerts and things with these rappers, and if you look at the audience when particular songs are being sung or raps are being said, and they know every single lyric, and it doesn't matter how filthy, but imagine the level of indoctrination that's going on here. Dear family, visit www.natureshairproducts.co.uk and try the moisturizing hair and scalp oil, as well as beard oil and other natural hair products. Get yourself some Nature's Hair Products. Don't forget, brothers and sisters, visit our YouTube channel, The Nation of Islam London Study Group New, and then please like, share and subscribe. Okay, click those buttons, they're really important. That thumbs up does a lot when you click on it, and when you also share the website, share the video, share what we post. And also, dear family, if it's in your heart to do so, click on that donation button, because whatever you can give, all of it helps. Brothers and sisters, we are almost at the end, believe it or not. But what I wanted to say is that Sister Claudia actually reminded me of something that the Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan said to us as members of the Nation of Islam. I think it was in 1997 or thereabouts, when we were blessed to be sitting at his dinner table. The minister said to us, whatever happens, stick together. Whatever happens, stick together.
That's right. And
unfortunately, a lot of us did not heed such wonderful words, and we have seen our nation fractured, and we've seen many of the believers go in opposite and different directions. And so I'm saying, dear family, again, I'm encouraging all of us, black people in the black communities all over the world, we've got to come together, man. We've got to help one another. We've got to be a family. We've got to want for our brother and our sister what we want for ourselves. Otherwise, all the talk about unity, it's just talk. It's only talk. We're not serious if we don't have this attitude of one for all and all for one. And that Three Musketeer saying, it's not some white men, even though they depict the Three Musketeers as white men, these were black men. And the author of the Three Musketeers is a black man, Alexander Dumas. Okay? So understand all for one and one for all. We got to redevelop that mentality, that spirit, dear family. Family, man. Right. Family. Why do you think we use this language all the time, and it just trips off my tongue and our tongue, because it's not something that we're making up. It's how we feel about this process. Dear family, we must develop a greater respect for women. We must, dear family, develop a greater respect, honor and respect and reverence for women. And then not just women, but children. Because children today are some of the most exploited, used and abused human beings on our planet, brothers and sisters. And we are judged based on how we treat women, females, and based on how we treat children, especially those who are vulnerable and are in need of assistance or help. And if we take advantage of such persons, be they women or children, it is an indictment against us, and it means that we will be punished.
That's right.
There will be no escape for such attitudes and such behaviors. Dear family, we must take care of the least among us. Do I need to say that again? We must develop compassion for the least of the people among us. Anyone who is without or in need, we must have empathy and compassion and a desire to help and to assist those who find themselves in that position, because there is a popular saying, I'm sure it's among Christians who say it, but what do they say? There but for the grace of God go I. That could be me or you. And if it was me or you who found ourselves in a situation where we were among the least, wouldn't we want somebody to come and help us?
That's right. You've got to put yourself in that position. You've got to be a lot more merciful with each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so, dear family, I really want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in this evening. Sister Claudia, could you tell us where some of the brothers and sisters are coming in from?
We got
this evening.
We got family from.
I saw somebody coming in
Ghana.
from Ghana.
Yes,
Wonderful,
Ghana,
beautiful.
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yeah, Arkansas. Where else did I see?
I think the Clintons used to be in Arkansas, and I think they were doing some very nasty, nefarious things down there. But our people are there. It's one of the places in the United States. But go ahead.
We got Sacramento,
Sacramento.
California.
Wow.
Oh yes, how's the weather?
Yes.
California.
What is the
Black
weather
Mary? How's the weather?
in Cali?
Yes.
Wow. Because we heard that there's some terrible weather.
Yes, we've got
unfolding.
Mr. Rhodes out of Long Beach, California. Yes,
Wow.
if you can say how the weather is. Who else have we got?
Because again, family, watch the weather.
That's right.
You know, we're living in very, very precarious times, family. This is, over the next 30 days, we will be dealing with Ramadan, but we're going to be dealing with Ramadan in the context of the time.
That's right, that we're living in.
And what's going on. Go ahead, sister.
From Chicago to Colorado.
Wow.
Perth, Australia.
Wow.
South Africa.
Wow. Go ahead.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
And of course our London family.
Our London crew.
And Sister Kalima. Assalamu alaikum. From the States.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So praise be to Allah.
Good to hear from our sister.
We appreciate, especially those who are from the UK, because we know that it is time you should be enjoying your meal with your family. So next week, inshallah, it won't be like this. We will be finished before Maghrib prayer.
Yes.
So that you can enjoy your meal with your family.
Yes.
But thank you all for tuning in.
All praise is due to Allah. Thank you so much, dear beloved family. If Brother Leo and Sister Claudia are saying or doing anything of good, dear family, we have to be 100% honest with you. It is because of that beautiful, I don't care who don't like this man.
Because it is irrelevant.
I'm appealing to you. Get to know the Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He is more than who you think He is.
That's right.
May Allah bless you as I greet you.
Hold on. Sorry, we got family from Haiti, South
Oh,
Africa,
wow.
New Orleans, Dayton, Ohio. Praise be to Allah.
I've got a special place in my heart for my brothers and sisters in Haiti, man. Because those brothers and sisters have had to endure so much.
Yes.
So much. We love you. We love our Asian brothers and sisters on that island who have had to suffer so much. And Almighty God Allah will deliver you.
Oh, Turkey.
Turkey, wow. Yeah, the Turkish people had a terrible time with the earthquake.
The earthquakes. Absolutely. Yeah. And thank you, Sister Paulette, Sister Lorna, Sister Daisy.
Beautiful.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, family.
And family, you know, starting next week, do not be shy, okay? We want to hear from you. If you have a question while we're trying to impart some of this knowledge that we've gleaned, please feel free to put that question in the chat so that we can address it. And we want to be more and more interactive. We want to be more and more transparent in everything that we endeavor to do. So once again, may the Creator bless each and every one of you. I am very much looking forward to something to drink and also my dinner. And so, dear family, I thank you. May Allah bless you as I greet you once again. Assalamu alaikum.